The origins and composition of the Great Pyramid, our oldest wonder of the world, and its slightly less famous kin, have long confounded scholars. What images do you have in mind when you consider ancient Egypt? Most likely it's one of the pyramids, those enormous monuments that rise out of the desert and stand for so many important values in human civilization. How did engineers achieve the seemingly impossible feats that building these masterpieces would require? Well, nobody is certain, so that's the truth. Although others have speculated that construction workers may have employed stone transporters the size of ramps, little archaeological evidence exists to corroborate this. The Step Pyramid is the name of Egypt's earliest pyramid. It was erected in Zoser's honor, an Egyptian pharaoh who ruled during the 3rd dynasty. It's primarily a tomb, like other pyramids, built to give its resident souls the most lavish afterlife conceivable. The Great Sphinx is a historic statue that may be found in Egypt, not far from Cairo, on the Giza Plateau. The monument, which portrays a legendary monster with a lion's body and a human head, is thought to have been erected during the period of Pharaoh Khafre, who governed Egypt in the 4th dynasty, circa 2558 to 2532 BCE. One of the biggest statues in the world, the Great Sphinx, is made of limestone and is around 66 feet, 20 meters tall, and 240 feet, 73 meters long. It is also the most recognizable images of ancient Egypt, and over time, it has sparked a lot of curiosity and speculative discussion. The Great Sphinx is shrouded in mystery despite its size and prominence. For instance, there is an ongoing discussion among archaeologists and historians regarding the meaning behind its statue and what it is meant to represent, even though its purpose is still not totally understood. In addition, there are concerns over the statue's antiquity, the techniques employed to carve it, and its original coloring and ornamentation. Despite these mysteries, the Great Sphinx continues to fascinate and inspire people worldwide as a stunning example of the skill and ingenuity of the ancient Egyptians. Most archaeologists and scientists disagree that the Great Sphinx contained an ancient alien capsule or any other extraterrestrial item. The assertion seems to be supported by more conjecture and conspiracy theories than to be concrete evidence. The Great Sphinx was constructed by the ancient Egyptians some 4,500 years ago during the reign of Pharaoh Khafre as a representation of his might and dominance. This is the most frequently accepted theory. Conspiracy theorists or pseudo-archaeologists who lack any solid evidence typically make assertions about the presence of an alien capsule or other items inside the Great Sphinx. While attempting to unravel the mysteries of ancient Egypt, it is crucial to treat such claims with a healthy dose of skepticism and to rely on empirical data and accepted archaeological techniques. Some proponents of the hypothesis contend that either ancient astronauts utilized the Great Sphinx as a landing place or that extraterrestrials constructed it. Unfortunately, there is no reliable scientific evidence to back up these statements, and the archaeological community does not generally accept them. Several experts and archaeologists point out that the Great Sphinx is thoroughly researched and well-documented ancient structure, and that there is no proof that it houses any technology or artifacts from another planet. However, it is thought that the monument was created by the ancient Egyptians to represent their strength and control. Research and excavation are currently being done to learn more about the statue's mystery. Consequently, there are several New Age explanations, with the most outlandish hypotheses claiming that aliens must have built the pyramid. Building the pyramids would indeed have been challenging for humans, and there is scant historical documentation of their construction. Most superstitious individuals have hypothesized that aliens came to Earth in the past and assisted in founding civilizations, citing this gap in knowledge and the architectural and scientific mysteries surrounding the pyramids. Like moths to a candle, theorists are drawn to the Great Pyramid, which has lent its name to a sort of byword paradoxes. The Pyramids and Temples of Giza by Flinders Petrie, 1883. Some myths claim that aliens assisted the Egyptians in constructing their masterpieces. Believers contend that a bird's-eye perspective, such as the kind that may be offered by, say, a flying saucer, would be necessary to create the pyramids as they are. They also think that the Egyptians would have required outside assistance to produce an artifact that adheres to the so-called golden ratio, a mathematical relationship based on the unique number pi. Even today, the alien notion is still around. Russian scientist Dr. Viktor Ivanovich asserted that the KGB had discovered prehistoric alien relics inside the Great Pyramid in 2001. The theory has also been prevalent in popular culture, with programs like The X-Files propagating the notion that historians and architects have been concealing proof of alien activity for hundreds of years. The Great Pyramid's internal network of shafts, corridors, and chambers is undoubtedly so complex that it is easy to understand why people thought that some sort of deity or superintelligence was involved. On the other hand, there is a wealth of information that supports the how and why of the ancient Egyptians' construction of the pyramids. Although we don't know all the specifics of how the pyramids were built, we are certain that experienced Egyptian artisans who lived in the neighboring compounds while working on the project created them. Most academics today agree that the stones for the pyramids were pulled from local quarries and set in places using a crude pulley system. Additionally, there is considerable proof that the stones were moved by watercraft through a network of canals along the Nile River. Although the construction of the pyramids seemed amazing, human hands were undoubtedly involved. The pyramids represent ancient knowledge physically, much like time capsules. They offer a picture of ancient civilization that once came close to the level of technology sophistication we enjoy today. They are made of shimmering golden limestone and constantly stay about 20 degrees Celsius inside. Historians may speculate about the extraterrestrials' origin of our extinct civilization in 2,000 years. Still, it is probable that they will question how and why we produce so many cell phones in such a short period of time. Whether or not they received a gift from extraterrestrials, the ancient Egyptians gave us some of the most significant technologies ever made by humans. They created the first paper known to history, papyrus, which is formed by the pith of the Cyperus papyrus plant. They also created modern writing instruments, such as ink composed of a mixture of gum, soot, and beeswax. They took advantage of their paper and ink to create a complex lettering system that contained about 1,000 characters. The Phoenician alphabet, which is the oldest alphabetic lettering system known to exist, was finally created from the hieroglyphics that persisted and endured. Around 4000 BCE, they pioneered the first iterations of technology like an ox-drawn plow and the sickle. They also achieved significant advancement in agriculture. The hyper-advanced culture we currently live in, where we judge the grandeur of civilizations by the tallest buildings and their explosive technical development, may have its roots in the ancient Egyptians. The Egyptians, in contrast to us, did not believe they were creating testaments for the living. Their creations were always meant for the afterlife. If King Ramses II's ghost is still having a good time in his enormous tomb in the Valley of the Kings, he may be mocking our flimsy modern infrastructure. We're looking at you, New York City subways, and feeling confident that his civilization's legacy will survive the passing of time. The construction of the Egyptians' pyramid is a testament to the engineering prowess of the ancient world. The Egyptians were without a doubt masters of craftsmanship, as evidenced by the imposing pyramids of Giza and famous statues of sphinxes and gods. Here, we look at what we know about these inventions and dispel some common myths about them. Despite our quest to comprehend ancient Egypt, there is a mystery at their center of mastery of engineering and building, a riddle whose solution is buried with the pharaohs. The great technological sophistication of the ancients suggests that they were aware of knowledge we have since lost. In order to throw some light on the riddles of our own civilization, let's explore some of the most impressive achievements of the ancients. In general, assertions on extraterrestrial life and technology should be viewed skeptical and critically assessed in light of the existing data and scientific norms. While it is undoubtedly feasible that some areas of ancient history remain unexplored, exceptional claims demand extraordinary evidence. Hence, it is crucial to rely on reliable sources and tested techniques when assessing such claims. However, what do you think? We are interested in hearing them.